What it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome. It's Humble Good Times. I am Eden the Hero. Welcome to those tuning in for the first time. This is Journeying Through Adversity. And I think I landed on just keeping journeying through adversity. I didn't give it much thought after the video. I just guess because I was trying to just make sure I was being more intentional about my wording and not allowing myself to speak things into existence. So welcome. Welcome to those tuning in every week for my videos of just, my current circumstances of adversity. Things have been as stable as can be for someone that's not working, and that's thanks to the people in my life. I'm so thankful. I was blessed by my brother just the other day, so I just thank you, my brother Ian, for your support of just my time of need. I didn't ask for it. I wasn't even really thinking about anyone giving me anything. I've just been on this trying to get back to stability, so I really just appreciate people just being considerate enough to think about me and just to give. Just want to shout out all the mothers today. Today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my mom. Big shout out to just giving life to me all the way through all those 9 months of carrying me and keeping me safe in the womb and allowing me to be out here in the world, living, breathing, dreaming, all this stuff. Shout out to all the mothers that have some way impacted my life over time. I appreciate all you, as well as my sister, who's a mother, and all the mothers out there that are just making it happen. Like, I posted in my group chat, in my family group chat, when one of my cousins started, and my actual little cousin, she's about to give birth, so man, it makes me feel old as shit. My oldest cousin, her mom, I can't believe she's about to be a grandmother, so man, shout out to y'all. Good luck, cousin. But yeah, mothers have the hardest job and probably don't get enough credit for all they do. Fathers are really awesome, don't get me wrong. I have an awesome father. But mothers just kind of end up being the bad guy a lot of the time because they're mainly the ones that are with the children, get stuck with them sometimes, or left to deal with it alone. And I don't know what it's like growing up in a one-parent household, so I've never seen firsthand when I was younger, but older, when I was briefly a step-parent, I was with someone who had a kid and, 3 kids. And just being a part of that and seeing how much she had to do for 3 kids, that was a lot. And I stepped in just to do my part of just making things easier on her. So it was an interesting time of my life, but I don't discredit the woman for all she's done for her kids and everything. Any mother, I mean, it's not an easy job being a parent. I've seen just how much of a headache it is just raising my ass. Like, growing up, I was a hypochondriac. I was hyperactive. I'm an extremist. What can I say? But yeah, shout out to all the mothers Hope y'all are getting rest today. Hope y'all enjoyed your day or still enjoying your day. And yeah, and my parents' anniversary just passed too, so happy anniversary to my mom and dad. I spoke to my mom earlier. Her and my dad stay on the road. They travel a lot. They do a lot of road trips, and they just be wherever the wind takes them, as my mom says. And I think that's dope. I prefer, like I said a long time ago in my videos, I'm more of a road tripper instead of a flying out the country type. I have never been out the country. I have my passport to do so now, so I'm looking forward to my first trip out the country one of these days. Alright, moving right along. So this week, what can I say? It started really good. I'll say that. It started off really good with firstly, my community complex or whatever, they were doing some maintenance Monday morning. I had to prepare Sunday evening for me to not have water for like a good amount of time. Like it was like 5 or 6 hours without water that I could use. So I had to prepare. I had to get sleep to make sure I'm up early enough to get done the things that I need to get done that require water. And then I just had everything set up by 8 early. I was set. And then late that morning, I had an interview with this company. God, let me tell y'all, that was a long interview. I've never sat more than an hour for an interview. That interview was damn near 2 hours. It was 1 hour and 50 minutes to be exact. And when I got up from interviewing, because it started with the regional director or something like that, he had like 3 things of questions. 3, let me say, it was 2 or 3 pages typed up of questions stapled together, and he had 3 packets of those. I was just like, good Lord, I've never answered so many questions in my life. But it was a good conversation. I feel like it definitely helped my case because it allowed me to talk more and express my experience more instead of like a cut and dry question answer type thing. We got to like actually delve into some of the different ones, and there would be times where I'm talking and I'm sometimes forgetting what he asked me, so I had to circle that back around like, did I answer your question? Because I'm just like, I felt like all over the place with it. And then I met with his 2 managers, and then the lead that was leaving, because it's a shipping lead position. The lead that the position was opening, they were still there, and they were asking me questions. I got to ask them questions about their position. But it was overall a really good experience. I wish they would have fed me, man, as long as I was there. Fed me, I don't know. It was just such a long interview. And they made a point of saying how they like really take their time in making sure they hire the right candidates, because pretty much everybody that's been there has been years. They spent years with that company. So I'm happy to see that people actually want to stay with the company. That means the company has actually got a good culture, which I'm really like looking for, because I do not want to have to leave a company for at least 5 years. 5 years is the goal. Anything less than that, I don't want to have to deal with a company that I can't see myself long term with. I had to get to this point though. I've learned a lot over the years, and just knowing like my career didn't really start until my 30s. My early 30s is when I really got serious about a career. I've only ever been so focused on music or like creative endeavors that were more like hobbies, I guess you can say. But there was a time where I was like trying to move into a different position at this one company back in Reading, and my manager was actually trying to encourage me to apply for it and everything, and I got rejected because they wanted someone with specific experience. And so that kind of just like, all right, I didn't get it, but it made me feel a way about like, okay, what do I have to do to get it then? And so my supervisor at the time, he's been with the company for like 7 or 8 years at the time, and he's been in his position. His position was actually creative, firstly, and then secondly, he was just in that position, like, kind of, in my opinion, taking up space where he's been with the company for so long. Why not try to move up? So there was an opening coming where he would be able to apply for a manager position in a different department. It's within a similar department, but not really. It was more so specific of like material handlers. And then because I was in inventory control, quality control, and he was my supervisor in that department, it kind of like, it gave him that boost of already knowing how that part works, and then he's just gonna have to learn how to like manage the people that were handling the stuff coming in and going out. So long story short, his position came up open, and I'm thinking me or my coworker was going to be able to take it. And so when we found out that they weren't trying to like keep even that as a position as a supervisor, they were going to turn it into just a lead position. I'm just like, are you serious? And neither one of us she was considering for. She was looking outside of the company, and I ended up having to train the person that was coming in. So it's like, you want us to train, but you don't want to offer either one of us the position. And it's not a big surprise, because I was not a fan of my manager. Me and her got into it many of times because she was just so disrespectful about things. Like, if she wanted to address something that she had a problem with, it would be in front of a bunch of people instead of taking me to the side or into her office and sitting me down to talk about it. So I don't know. After that happened, I started looking outside, where I realized I'm not going to get nowhere here. A lot of people kept their jobs for so long that it would have took too long for me to have to move up. So I looked elsewhere and went somewhere else. But yeah, that was the start of my career in like supply chain and logistics, where I really felt like this is something I could see myself doing. Like, I don't hate it, and if there's more that I can learn, I'm definitely down. And that's where the next company after that, I was even more hooked to that industry. And so I just got so engulfed in all of that, where I was able to learn anything and everything. And I know during the interview that I just had, I was talking that company up so much, where they're like, why aren't you with this company then? And it's like, I know I'm really excited about that company, and I had the interview with that company that I was just talking about 2 weeks ago. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. So y'all just pray for me. One of them positions get offered to me, because I need to get back to work. I'm so ready to get back to work. I'm ready to make myself just get out of all of this. I have more of a plan for my future now that I had all this time off and been able to think about like how I want to approach things and how I want to grow. So yeah, but the interview went really well, and I'm hoping to receive an offer. um Moving right along. So update on my Medicaid. I actually got rejected, but the good thing is they called me, my caseworker called me, told me I'm gonna get rejected, but if I submit the application again, because they were rejecting me for something stupid, because of I went to the doctor in April, I submitted the application in March, and they're trying to think that I've been diagnosed with Crohn's just recently, that it's not adding up. So I had to get rejected because the application was in March and my appointment was in April, and I submitted my doctor's notes from my appointment to Medicaid in April is the reason why they're rejecting me. So I resubmitted the application for this month, and so now it should align and I should get approved in like 28 days, hopefully. I might not even need it. I really don't. I'd rather just have insurance at this point. I mean, I would love free insurance, but just give me insurance, period. I just want to be seen. I still gotta get my treatment. As far as the program that I applied for my treatment, I didn't really get a real update, but it was just basically saying that they're still processing my paperwork and that it's going to be a little bit because of all the other people that are ahead of me that's been applying. So she said to call a phone number to try to expedite it, but I don't know. I'll probably try to call this week or something. At least I know it's been submitted. I haven't felt really bad. I would say maybe 2 days ago because of something I ate that just bloated me so bad where it was just uncomfortable, and I took a break from my iron supplement because iron makes you really bloated and cramps your stomach and all that. I was like, I'm just gonna take a day or two off. I'm gonna try to start taking it during the day instead, where it actually is supposed to be better for you, and you take it on an empty stomach. So I'm gonna try that. All right, moving right along. So I've been baking cookies, and I've been doing my muffins still. And I gotta tell you, I love my cookies. I make chocolate chip cookies from home. I really just wanted to make something that I know that wasn't gonna be overly fattening. I mean, it's not the healthiest, but it's not the most harmful. So I've substituted the sugar for stevia. And I was using almond flour, but I didn't like how they weren't as thick as the bleach flour makes. So I've started making them with the bleach flour, which I enjoy a lot better because it's like more like the actual cookie. It comes out like a solid cookie. Other ones were like breaking apart or coming apart, so I was just like, I'm gonna just use the flour. And with my muffins, I was making banana chocolate chip muffins, but I switched to doing different fruits. So right now, I have peach muffins. I used peaches in a can, and I blended those up to get it to so when I stir it, it's not going to be so chunky. It'll be pureed in a way. What else? I bought some cranberries to try. I want to try some cranberry muffins. I can't wait to try those. Those are probably going to be really good too. And yeah, I just enjoy the baking. Just makes me feel so warm inside. It makes me happy. I know y'all see my cat in the back wilding right now. Look at her. She hears me talking about her. BB. Mamacita. She came over like I really wanted something. I just wanted her to stop. Anywho, yeah, my baking has just made me feel good. It makes me feel better. It's like a pick-me-up. I ain't drinking. I ain't got nobody to cuddle up with. So baked goods kind of like that warm hug. Yeah. I don't binge on my baked goods, but I have baked goods every single day, which makes me happy. So it's healthier than being out there doing God knows what or drinking. It's been nice not drinking, honestly. Like, I see the changes in my body, like my muscles starting to show up more in my chest and my arms, and I feel good, like, overall. Like, I'm glad that I feel this good even without my treatment. So, yay for me. Today was my first day of training for serving at my church. So what I'm doing is I'm helping out with the online service at church, where you're basically just engaging in the group chat and then sending in the announcements and everything that they have during the service, so people can access them online and either sign up for them or follow along. So yeah, I met a lot of people today that are involved with what's called the communications team, and it's been nice. Like, it's just nice being exposed to new people, especially in this field, because it's more of a creative, and I'm really just enjoying the fact that I'm connecting with other creatives, whether they do it for full time or they're doing it to serve or they're doing it as a hobby or what have you. So basically my leader in this, she actually works for the church, and I was surprised. I was like, I'm thinking that this is just something she does on the side or whatever, her 9 to 5, and she was like, well, I work here full time. I'm like, oh, okay. But shout out to Jocelyn. Thank you for your help. I appreciate the opportunity to serve with you, and yeah, it's been cool. I like it. It's low maintenance. It's something I do for free every day in a rageful way when I'm seeing crazy posts from people that are either hateful or something that someone was posting of Trump. I'd rather put my energy into something constructive and uplifting, much like this blog. But yeah, that was cool, and I look forward to learning more within that, because she's actually a project manager, and y'all know I've been studying my project management stuff, and I'm gonna soak up whatever I can from her and the team that I can learn, because I'm working on the script, so we have access to a whole production team, which is really dope. I don't expect to use the people that are there or the equipment there, but if I can learn how to use these things, it's gonna make me that much more confident when I'm shooting my actual film. So I actually I did this 30-minute, it was an online school of this woman's 30 years of experience put into a 30-minute video for screenwriting, directing, and producing. And I actually got some gems out of that, and I'm gonna try to apply that to everything that I'm learning and what I'm working on. So I look forward to actually making my film one day. It's gonna get made. It's just I'm still working on the script, and I'm gonna have to. I already know there's parts of the story that I'm gonna have to go back over, but I'm actually looking really forward to editing my script. So when I print it out and I'm going through it with a red pen and just like making notes of what I want to stand out and everything, or change certain parts, because like the story's actually unfolded really well, but there's more. I know there's gonna be, I have to add more detail to certain scenes, so I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I can't wait to bring this all to life one way or another. Last thing I want to talk about is really this epiphany that I had. This is gonna be epiphany number 2, because I had epiphany like a few months ago, and this epiphany was off of something I was watching on YouTube, and it was actually this interview with Raven-Symoné and her wife. And if you know who Shannon Boodram is, she goes by Shan Booty. She's a sex expert, talks about relationships, sexual, all things sex, from the act to the science to all of that stuff. And I've been following her for a while, because when I was trying my first open relationship with an ex of mine, and I found her videos about ethical non-monogamy and open relating, all that stuff, and her now husband were practicing that at one point more openly, where they were actually acting on the things that they wanted to do. Now they're not so much. It's more of a thought than a active open dating or open relating. So on this interview, they were talking about just the relationship between Raven-Symoné and her wife, and how they kind of stopped sleeping in the same room. They have their own rooms now, and they plan like sleepovers and whatnot to their own room, because of just needing that space to do their own thing. And I was like, damn, that hits home for me, because I'm someone, I require my own space. And when I'm in a relationship, it's hard to express that. In the past, I'll say, in my past relationships, it was always hard to express needing my own space to think, to do, to meet people, or to go hang out with friends or whatever. And I don't know. My epiphany has nothing to do with that, but has everything to do with, I longed for a desire to want to have a normal relationship. I always felt like, I look at couples that's been together for a long time, and I'm bored looking at them, if I'm being honest. I get bored at the thought of thinking about being with someone long term. I'm like, oh my God. Like, how does somebody be with someone for so long? Even with jobs, like, how do you stay at a job for 10 plus years? And I'm getting to that point now that I can see myself in a normal relationship long term. But my normal is different than everybody else's normal. My normal is more so of, I can see myself with someone, but also still practicing non-monogamy, because I require freedom, I require my space, I require to continue my own autonomy of my life. But that doesn't mean that I can't commit to somebody else and still have a relationship with them. Honestly, I don't value romance over friendship. I value friendship over romance. So whenever I'm approaching a situation, it's never on some I see you as my wife or whatever. It used to be like that way back, but it started changing for me around 2016, 2017 when I was doing my first stab at having an open relationship. And being now almost 40 and finally getting to that point where I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's considered normal or not, but I just had this overall feeling of I would be okay having a normal life. It wasn't even so much a normal dating. It was about a normal life. I've been living a very simple life because I was forced to have this life, a simple life. And if I'm being honest, I come from a simple life of having what I need, wanting what I want, or having what I want as well, growing up. And then even after moving out and being on my own, I was living with my ex of 5 years. I didn't move out by myself until I would say 32, 33. That was my first time living on my own. Because I lived with my sister prior to that. I lived with exes. But having that taste of freedom, it was everything. So then I was more so out and about, I was working out, I was working a lot, I was going home, but I was out most of the time. I wasn't home long. I was Philly, I was Delaware at the time, I was at my sister's. And when I gave that up to move in with my ex, and oh my God, I was just kicking myself. I was like, why would I give up my peace for this bullshit? Only to end up breaking up and then moving out less than a year into another ex. This one I moved down to Atlanta and ended up being with her for like a year and some change, and ended up moving out on my own since 2021 now, and it's been awesome. I love it. But living down in Atlanta really messed with me because I was exposed to Atlanta, the Black Hollywood, if you will, and everybody's somebody down here, or at least they think so. And so I got a job that was paying me more than I've ever been paid, and was doing my thing. But I laid off, lost that, and it really affected my way of life after that, where I was doing a little bit of traveling, especially back home. I was able to go home, I was able to buy things, I was able to just have a social life. And I have not had a social life since last summer, 2024, yeah. Because when I got back home when I went back to Pennsylvania, came back, I would say late July is when I really just had to buckle down and was like, I can't sustain life with having to fix my car. Bills were going up, groceries were going up. And this is when I started this blog. It's almost a year. because everything was changing and I had to kind of like deal with it, and I had to find something more productive to do that was free than having to go out and spend money. So that's kind of what this turned into. This was like my social life, but online. And after my wrist broke and everything, and my socialness is just starting to pick back up, like having more social living, going to church, and I don't see my friends as much as I want to, or my family. So I've kind of been forced into this place of very simple living and having pretty much a lot of things at my grasp with all my creative endeavors, writing, music that I was able to record in the last year, just being able to focus more on the things that I've always wanted to focus on, that I always wanted the time for. And now, out of all this time, I'm almost complete with a movie script that I'm working on. This will be my second script in less than 6 months, and it's just been easy. It's been awesome in a sense of where it's like I'm so low maintenance. I've never been very high maintenance ever. I was exposed to things that that were cool. Like when I went to Miami, I was able to go on a yacht with my friends for their birthday, and been able to go to the W with my ex for my birthday, and do things around the city, go shopping and all that stuff. And it was cool, spending money. But at the end of the day, I wasn't paying off debts. I wasn't saving money. I wasn't taking as good as care of myself as I should have. I was drinking more. I was eating out, spending money. Oh my God, the money I spent on eating out, it's crazy. I love cooking. I love eating my food. I love finding new recipes to try when I have a hankering for it. Haircuts were $50 a pop. Oh no, it was like around $50 that I was paying, because $45 for a cut and my beard. Now I tip $5, maybe $10 at times. Then I was getting my hair colored on that. So that was like the first time I got it colored, $120 something. I ended up tipping them I tipped them $25, which then went up to like almost $150 for hair coloring. I got my hair cut before that. So add another $50 to that. That's like $200 for just hair. That's barely there. So after like not having the means to get a haircut and color my hair, I had to buy some clippers and learn my own shit. And guess what? I love cutting my hair. I love shaving myself. The next step is to learn how to color my hair, because I still want to keep it colored. But I'm getting better with my haircuts. I need to get this 3-way mirror, and I swear I'll be set. I'll be able to really hit those corners and angles. TikTok, I love TikTok because they have so many people teaching you how to fade your hair. And I finally am at a point now where I know how to actually fade the sides of my hair. I do not have them faded right now, but I've been taking better care of my hair. I've been really like up in my self-care game. I don't know, it's just been so much more fulfilling with DIY. Do I love I love convenience. for me, it's just awesome. When I can just pay somebody to do something, it's awesome. But to learn how to do these things yourself and just to save all the money that you can doing it yourself, it's so worth it. I would love to learn how. It's not hard to do the oil changes. I just don't like the dirtiness of it. I don't mind learning. It's not hard, but it's a bit dirty. And like getting comfortable doing any car repairs, it's a risk either way, because you might do it and it might be successful, and then there might be a time where you think you did it successfully and that shit messes up something more on your car. I've been doing a lot of DIY with my car with other people that are very like good and mechanically inclined. But me alone, I'm not there. The only thing I've done on my own was my spark plugs, which was easy. That was nothing to it. Anything outside of spark plugs depends. But yeah, the epiphany was just simple living, simple dating. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I can have a normal life, and I'm okay with living a normal life. I was always trying to reach something so much bigger and higher but I never had a plan. Like, I never figured out, like, how am I going to do all of this to get here? I still have my big plans, don't get me wrong, and I have my vision board in front of me. But I think what's clicking for me is like the actual planning of everything, and becoming a better planner, because that's something I've been working on, just with learning and building skills and writing, all that stuff. It's been just me learning the things and then executing the plan, and reaping the rewards. So yeah, this is a long one, man. This is a long one, but I appreciate you sitting there listening to me ramble on and just share my updates every week. This is number 40. We made it to 40 videos, almost 50 videos in. Can you believe it? That's almost a year. 52 weeks is a year. So another 12 weeks will be a year. So stay tuned. And I appreciate you. This has been a humble good time. I am Eden the Hero. Peace.